Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for not letting a mom with a baby in front of me in a long queue and telling an elderly lady to frick off? I went to a shop today and service there was really slow with only one register open, no self-checkout, and a really long line of people with the majority of them having full carts of items. I, on the other hand, had only one item. Behind me was an elderly lady and a mom with a baby. The older lady started telling the mom to skip the queue and go to the front because she's with a child. I turned to her and asked her to speak for herself, and that I do not agree that mom skips in front of me. We started arguing, and I said that this checkout does not give priority to pregnant people and parents, so she should wait in line like everybody else, and if she is unable because of a baby, she shouldn't bring the baby to the store with her. The older lady started ranting how she has never seen behavior like this before, how I will understand when I have my own kids, to which I said, if. Then she started telling me how my life will be horrible if I don't, and how I lack empathy, and will regret my decision, to which I told her to frick off because I was tired of her bullshit. The older women and a mom then just kept talking about me and my behavior between themselves and the mom, then complained how she feels uncomfortable existing in a public space because of people like me. I have absolutely no problem with kids. I don't hate them. They never bother me. And parents in general here are able to control their kids, so they are never a problem. However, in this particular situation, a child was calmly sleeping in a stroller, and I just don't see a reason why she should have the privilege to skip a line just because she popped the baby out of her vajayjay. Sure, if a baby was screaming or she was carrying him in her hands or literally any reason, but I'm a mom, so my time is more important than yours. I would let her skip without a second thought. I'm just tired of parents feeling entitled just because without any adequate reason. Am I an idiot? Edit. I never actually told the old lady to frick off, but due to the better term in English, I chose to use frick off here instead of trying to explain the phrase I used because it's hard to do without knowing the language and culture. It was more like stop bossing me around and frick off, but without profanities. It was still a rude term. Not an idiot. This is part of the reason why I don't care for modern parents or parenting culture. Some parents don't want to hear this, but my time is just as valuable as yours. It'd be one thing if she was having physical difficulty or the child was about to be sick. You're an idiot. It sounds like the old lady was the one suggesting it, not the mom, and that the mom didn't even say anything to you. You inserted yourself into their conversation and insulted the mom, even though she did absolutely nothing and didn't even try to cut in front of you. No wonder they were talking about your behavior afterwards. You practically verbally assaulted the young mom who did absolutely nothing wrong. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling on my daughter's friend? My daughter is 8, and she had a friend, let's call her Jane, over for a sleepover. I was more than happy to host her, prepared activities for them, and everything went great. This morning, my daughter and Jane insisted on making breakfast, which was fine. I allowed them to make toast while I made eggs and smoothies for them. They must have messed with the settings on the toaster, and the bread came out a little burnt. Jane said something along the lines of what happened, and before I could react, she picked it up and put it in the trash. I was appalled and shocked. For context, I didn't grow up with much, so tossing food in the trash is not something I've done or seen. Although I understand she's a child, I explained to her that this isn't okay. People work hard to afford food, etc. And of course, my daughter was very embarrassed, which is understandable from her perspective. What is crazy is Jane's mom's reaction, who informed me that my behavior was unacceptable and I had no right to call out her child, and it was probably traumatic for her. She took no accountability for Jane's actions. Now 3 people are upset, and I'm here thinking, am I an idiot? Edit. It's not as much about the loss of the slice of toast as the nonchalance with which it was just tossed away that was surprising. Just to clarify. Edit 2. I was shocked, as in it took me by surprise. It was unexpected. I didn't yell at her, I just explained that throwing food away isn't okay, and why that is. She seemed to take it pretty well, but must have informed her mom as well. I didn't see her mom in person because I dropped them off at school after. You're an idiot. Sounds like you made more of a fuss than you claimed. Kids don't usually go running to their parents unless they are really ashamed. Because you experienced having very little, doesn't mean that your kid or her friends understand that. Many people throw out burned toast because eating burned food is not that healthy to do. You're an idiot. OP, your daughter's friend is presumably around 8 years old as well. Your house has different rules than her house. It would be a good conversation to tell her, hey, in our house we try not to throw out any food, chastising her, and then telling her mom is incredible overkill for 1 or 2 slices of bread. I'll personally send you the 25 cents that she potentially wasted if she threw away 2 slices of bread to make up for it.